ruled out aliens or extraterrestrials, and if so, why?
I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything at this point.
Are we being invaded? Joining me now, the great Liz Wheeler of Liz Wheeler Show, which you can watch right here on The First, Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Liz, all right, I don't think we're being invaded by aliens, but it does seem like we went from allowing one balloon across the country to shooting something out of the sky every 15 minutes. What exactly is the Liz Wheeler take on this stuff?
I think there's a single word that can be used to describe why we're shooting so much stuff out of the sky, and that is incompetence. The Biden administration was humiliated by the Chinese spy balloons, so they ramped up their radars. They started looking closely at what is encroaching on our sovereign airspace, and now they're just shooting willy-nilly. There's actually a video, this is from like 2 or 3 years ago, before Biden was president, where he was coming out against AR-15s. He was saying, listen, even if you have a home invader, you don't need an AR-15. And he literally advised people in this video to just go out on your porch and aim a double-barreled shotgun in the sky and give it a couple blasts, and that'll scare away any home invader. That is what Joe Biden is doing right now. He is indiscriminately shooting things out of the sky to cover for the humiliating thing that every American witnessed. Jesse, he thought we wouldn't notice this. That's the thing. The Biden administration was aware of this Chinese spy balloon before it even touched Alaska. They thought the American people would just be going about their lives, not notice this until someone happened to look up in the sky. A journalist who I think was prior military, so had some experience in this kind of aircraft, took a picture of it. It went viral on social media thanks to citizen journalism, and the Biden administration froze. They didn't know what to do because they didn't want to be antagonistic to the Chinese Communist Party. But at the same time, all the American people were like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? This is our country, our safety, and you are taking the side of the Chinese.
Liz, the Rear Admiral Pete Buttigieg was talking about this, and it just seems so unserious. Here's what he said.
It's had its challenges.
Right.
I mean, if you look at what the American transportation systems have faced in the last 2 or 3 years, partly because of the pandemic, we've faced issues from container shipping to airline cancellations. Mm-hmm. Now we got balloons.
That's right.
Liz, none of these people seem to be mindful about the country. That's what I take from all this stuff so much. You have these huge incidents, and it's all just kind of an inconvenience. Oh, dang, there are problems. I'm busy trying to run for president here. There's really not a patriotic bone in these people's body, is there?
Only elitists would laugh at the things that he was laughing at, things that have hurt the American people, the shipping container crisis, the threat to our national sovereignty. The food crisis, the airline tickets, the cancellations, these are things that have negatively impacted and harmed the American people. Pete Buttigieg is laughing because he is an elitist. He is not touched by any of these things. He's special. He's set above the rest. He plays by different rules than you or I do. The infuriating part is that this man, Pete Buttigieg, was hired because he's gay, period. He was hired because he fits the token virtue signaling of the left. They want us to think that Pete Buttigieg is qualified because of who he likes to sleep with, because of what his sexual orientation is. I'm sorry to say that is not a qualifier for a position like this. Prior to Pete Buttigieg being Secretary Pete, when he was Mayor Pete, his biggest accomplishment was like a bike lane in the small town that he lived in. That does not qualify someone to serve in a cabinet position and in a presidential administration, and we see that. This is a diversity hire, right? This is someone who was hired based on an immutable characteristic and lifestyle choice, and the result of this has been harm to the American people. The fact that the Biden administration didn't fire him after the first time he faced a problem and failed, that he chose to let the American people be harmed versus actually deferring to people who might know better than he does or resigning, shows you that the Biden administration values political identity politics more than they value us.